I'm a little bit scared of following the tour de force by my brother, but I'm going to try. I got out of my bed, London, at 4 this morning to try to be here on time to share with you around the passing, the celebration of the life of this extraordinary African-Caribbean man. And so I'm happy to be here with you, and just for Brother Morris's eulogy, it was actually worth coming, because it was itself an extraordinary tour de force. Now let me not pretend that I knew our brother well, but I have been coming to Birmingham since the mid-70s, and since the mid-70s I've been seeing him and having little conversations. I actually bought one of his books of poetry that has, from sometime in the 70s also, that had one of those pictures of him in the prime of his life. Not all men, something like that. Over there so. And I took it back with me to Jamaica, and last year I brought it back with me to the UK. And when I heard from an email that he'd passed and I saw a funeral, I said, I have to go to that, to show my face and to let people understand that this brother wasn't just Birmingham, but a world Pan-African figure, a significant man. And so I think it matters to say that. And it matters also to say that given that we're all eventually passing, the issue arose in Brother Morris's presentation as to how we not just celebrate and commemorate, but how we keep the tradition of struggle that that brother was so integral to alive and well. And it actually does matter. So I do hope that the commemoration thing that enables other Africans who might drift into indigency to be properly buried in this town, I hope that that comes to fruition. But there's more than that, and it came up in Brother Morris's presentation. He called the continuing state of oppression, what our brother was fighting against, cultural imperialism. And we had, myself and Morris, a little conversation in the graveyard. And I said, Brother Morris, how come you call it that, man? But just before that, he had used the expression neocolonialism. I said, Brother Morris, why you never call it neocolonialism? And he said, I had something quite specific in mind when I called it cultural imperialism. I had in mind the way they came and not just captured our bodies, but captured our minds, and the extent to which we still have to liberate ourselves from that condition. And that was Brother Leon Blade's struggle, and it's also our struggle. But Brother Morris agreed, and it's very important, that that notion, neocolonialism, matters to a profound extent. It's our theorists who invented it, you know. Fanon and Nkrumah and Walter Rodney and some other man who don't need the whole list. They're always men for some reason, but things are changing. Neocolonialism, and it matters. Our brother Leon campaigned against apartheid, and we can celebrate a stage in the struggle when all of those African countries became independent. There are 50 odd of them now. And then we have to remember that what actually happened in South Africa was that it became the last but one African neocolony. And if you don't understand what neocolony means, bear in mind that in that country, on the 16th of August in 2012, the South African government forces turned its machine guns on a whole collection of miners, shooting 30 out of them dead or 40 out of them dead and another 70 seriously injured. And some of those who were killed were shot on the ground. And the whole operation involved surrounding them with razor wire, trapping them between machine gun carrying men and machine gun carrying trucks and shooting them down. And it's not just so you know. In Jamaica, a little bit before that, in 2010, something happened, what's the place name? Tivoli, right? The government admits that it shot 73 people. A recent government, I know, coming to that, a recent government inquiry agrees that they shot at least 43 of them in cold blood. After the event, Mr. Seaga said that he believed, on the evidence, he used to be the MP in the area, that 150 people had been killed. And the people in the area think the number is more like 250. They buried bodies illegally. And when asked about it on the television, the soldier man said a state of emergency was in operation and we were entitled to do what we did. I'm neither denying nor confirming, but the state of emergency gave us the right to kill Jamaicans at will. That is neocolonialism, my brothers and sisters. So, if we are to honor Leon Blades and people like him, and Marcus Garvey too, that struggle that brought the end of colonialism, we need to take on the next stage.